And to discuss this Trump-Kim summit, I was joined earlier today by Ann Lee. She's an economics professor at NYU. I first started by asking her if the summit turned out how she expected. Here's our conversation.
Not all is lost. Just because you have a minor setback this time does not mean that you can't have further talks. Both sides seem to believe they have a strong relationship with each other. So at least if you have a relationship there and they're willing to talk, that should at least, send positive signals in terms of, future talks in the making.
Okay, so you think there might be a third one that would be in the offing. But in the meantime, Kim wanted a total lifting of all sanctions in exchange for shutting down just one major nuclear facility, something that Trump told the media just wasn't enough. Listen.
So can you just give us a little more detail? Did you get into the question of actually dismantling the Yongbyon complex?
Yes, absolutely.
And does he seem willing ultimately to take all of that out?
Sure, totally.
He does. He just wants all the sanctions off first.
He would do that, but he wants the sanctions for that. And as you know, there's plenty left after that. And I just felt it wasn't good. Mike and I spent a long time negotiating and talking about it to ourselves. And I felt that particular, as you know, that facility, while very big, it wasn't enough to do what we were doing.
So he was willing to do Yongbyon.
All right, so we heard there, Trump was expecting a total shutdown of all nuclear and arms facilities. But in your opinion, were either of their asks very reasonable?
I think both sides probably overestimated their own hand and underestimated the willingness of the other side to do a deal. So this is why you had this disconnect. But I think that as things, evolve down the road, if the North and South actually, have stronger ties and stronger pressures on the U.S. To maybe be more lenient with North Korea, then, we might see, another round of this to see where things land. And of course, a new administration might also bring different actors to the table and may have a different way of looking at the situation, given that North Korea is just one small geopolitical space amongst the entire world, where there are lots of other issues that the U.S. would have to confront from a foreign policy standpoint. And so it may end up falling to, a very low priority, and that having an easy win here, just the same way that Obama had a win with Cuba, it may become an easier win down the road when it's no longer front and center.
Okay, so I think certainly President Trump was expecting more of a win for himself, but it sounds to me like you are predicting that this is going to be a continuing issue, possibly for the next president, if it isn't Donald Trump. So this will be an ongoing issue.
Yes. Well, this issue has been going on for decades, since the Korean War. So, I don't have any delusions that, suddenly it's going to be resolved very quickly. Many presidents have engaged with the regime in the past. It's my expectation that this will continue, and hopefully baby steps will be made.
And so there was a recent piece by Axios which cites senior White House officials saying that when Trump negotiates with foreign leaders like Kim or Xi Jinping, that the president feels undermined by domestic politics, like the Michael Cohen hearings that took, that were media circus yesterday, the Mueller investigation that's been ongoing. Let's listen real quick to what Trump had to say about that.
But I think having a fake hearing like that and having it in the middle of this very important summit is really a terrible thing. They could have made it 2 days later or next week.
How much do you think these distractions hurt the summit?
Well, I'm not sure that it had a real material impact on the negotiating positions of the two sides. But certainly it's very disrespectful to President Trump. And he's felt for quite some time now that the media and Washington have been trying to undermine him every time he's trying to make progress, whether domestically or in the foreign policy realm. Because so many people just feel like they want to impeach him. And so that obviously is not sending a strong signal to the rest of the world that the United States is united in any way, and that probably enables other countries to try to take advantage of that situation. I'm not saying that this happened with Kim, but certainly a lot of people would look at the situation and feel like it's terrible that the president's not getting more respect from his country when he's trying to conduct important negotiations.
Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out our channel. We hope you enjoyed the video. We have tons of content for you just like this. For more of RT America's one-of-a-kind news and analysis, be sure to subscribe and never stop questioning more.